Yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy Sin. We're back for eBay Week 8. We're currently 7-1 right now. So, if we win this week here, we're going to finish first seed as Miss lost to Hearth Week 7. So we have the diff on him now. 1-0 win would put us 6 diff ahead of Miss. So if he 6-0s, then he would get 1 seed if we 1-0. But if we win 2-0 or higher, we're guaranteed 1 seed. Pretty much guaranteed 1 seed if we win. Anyway, it's really hard to win 6-0. So especially in Ubers, it's so easy to just get 1 kill with an Uber. Yeah, we're just playing to win this week, but we're also trying to have a little bit of fun with things. So I have some funky stuff. First one up here, we got Kaz Lunala. I really wanted to run offensive Lunala this week, but I just couldn't. I shot Clamp by and DD, Samurott Prio, Sarah Prio. It was a horrible week. So I went back to Screens Lunala, Light Reflect, Teleport Moongeist, Max HP. We are sped down to DD, and then shoved the extra 20 into defense. Didn't need to try and get fancy or anything. We were trying to get screens off into our Quavel. Next up is Garchomp. A little bit of a funky set this week. We're just max HP, max defense, with a little bit of speed for our invest. Dual hazards, EQ detail. Running Lumberry Rifskin. Lumberry is because it's gonna be swapping in the Sneasler, but it's also gonna take Sarah John a little bit, so I want Lumberry instead of Cloak. So if Darkclaw pops, I doubt he gets sleep. I know he gets 2 sasses back to back with one or both of them being sleep. Um, so I felt like Lum was fine. It gives us no item to come in on Sarah afterwards. And we're trying to get dual hazards up because hazards are pretty important for our Quack here. Speaking of Quack, we'll get into that now. We've had 7 boss squad running Weakness Policy Mox this week. SD, Aquacep, CC, and Jet. 164 HP, 92 attack, 252 Spit F with the Adamant nature. So at first I had a faster set. I was like above Shocks or something because I could Jet Sneasler and I could Jet Dio. But then I realized that getting ahead of Shocks doesn't really matter because I don't think he can tear Shocks. I think he has to tear the Hydra player. So I went with no speed. Because I'm usually able to Aqua Jet Shocks. That's the only really thing I care about getting above. Like in DD, I'll be faster than after step no matter what, so I don't have to worry about that. And we have enough tack to where we Oko max non-teared Hydrapple after Spike and a Rock with a +4 CC. So that's why hazards are important. That is like the biggest calc I needed for it. I covered everything else. I Oko Sneasler with +4, Jet after Spike and a Rock if he's crept. I nuke Dio with a Jet. I Oko Corv with CC, I want to say. And then, like, Sylveon gets blown up by Jet, or by Step at +4, so that high drop was, like, the only thing I really needed to go for. And because I'm Wings Plus SD, I'm ideal world, I'm popping Wings Plus to turn SD, so I'm +4 instantly, so I didn't feel like I needed to cover any +2, +3 calcs, anything like that. Because if I position it right and I get to Wings Plus, I would just win, so I like the bulk to give me more opportunities to get that win off. As for what we're max SPDF with the rest in HP, I was just max HP rest in SPDF, but then I realized that I didn't prep for shocks that much, and dual and bolt beam shocks was kind of annoying. So by going max SPDF rest in HP, I always live a shocks T-Bolt from full, um, but I have a really good chance of living from Spike. So I felt like it was the best thing to go for. Covers high jump Giga Drain better. Sylveon Hyperboreas. Uh, if I get reflect if I'm living a core Brapert anyway. Wings Policy a little funky. I'd bulk up to have core pop it, but and then I realized core probably doesn't come here, so I tweaked it a bit. I still wanted to keep Wings Policy because it was cool, so we're running this. Trying to have fun week 8. We want to win, but we want to have fun mostly. Next up is going to be our lead for the week. We have Owen Salmon talking Choice Band. Moxie, Dual Wing Beat, Temper Flare, EQ, and Terra Blast, 16 HP, 2 attack, 240 speed, out of nature. We are just crept down to the Samurott with this guy. We can turn adamant if we ignore an Indeedee, so I did. Terra Flying Banded, Dual Wing Beat, just Okos, Samu through Sash if he leads it. And then if I get to do that, I get to stop hazards, and stopping spikes is super big for my Quack. Helps with my Luna a lot with King Screens up, so I feel like it was worth it. Matched up good into most of the leads. Like Dio's the only lead I really have to swap out against. Um, I have to do it against Shocks too, but I don't think he's leading Shocks. Like being fully honest, I think Shocks will be like a later game on. If it does come, and then everything else I'm actually pretty good into. If Corviknight's there, 2 Temper Flares kill it. He doesn't want to swap into Terra Blast anyway with Banded Terra Flying. We destroy our Aquanid, so I feel like it was pretty good lead. Um, Worked out a lot in mocks. I kept trying to make it DD set work to be like bulky enough to live Samurai Thesis into a sucker into an E speed. But then I realized I can just go Banded and I can do what that was doing but better. So settle on this for the lead. Super basic EV spread, but I need max attack to have the best chance at OHKOing. I got bulky Samu. Next up, we got Sage Skunk Tank. We have AV, Knockoff, Sucker, Explosion, Super Fang, Max HP, Max Speed F, 8 Speed F. This is our Dio swapping. We get blown up by a superpower, but we take nothing from most of the other moves. HP and superpower kills, so in that situation, I would Sucker Punch. Um, Yeah, I mean it's super soft check to Arc or to Dio, but I feel like it was pretty neat to just at least have a swap into Psycho Boost, have an immunity to scare him from clicking it sometimes. Um, Boom is just there because week 8 trying to have some fun. But moving into our last one for the week. This slot I didn't test that much. I tried like 2 Mons and I like Arc more than Crook. In the slot. I didn't like test Klefki or anything else really. I tested 1 Crooks and 2 Arcs, and I just went with this Arc. I didn't even test this one. Rockin' just boots Arc with Rockhead, E-Speed, Head Smash, Flare Blitz, and Stealth Rock. It's 40 HP, 2 attack, 216 speed, Jelly Nature. We're spit down the Samurai and then have max attack, rest in HP. Um, Someone's actually pretty important. E-Speed is super good power to have for like Unburned Sneasel that's shipped for Dio, but I can't be banded because I can't be in an endgame where having a box, I had like a super winning position and then I made one bad play and it was with my Quack. Um, and if I didn't have Bandit Arc, I would have won, but because I had Bandit Arc, I couldn't. I had to lock E-Speed to kill Dio, and then I couldn't hit Saru, but then I couldn't kill the High Japple and uh, it was one other mon at the same time because I had to click Flare Blitz for one of them, but had Smash Fragile. So I couldn't be banded. I had to be Boots, and then I went Stealth Rock last. Just because like if I get in on Corviknight, Corviknight can't stay in. I'd rather get rocked up than swing Head Smash into whatever he swaps into. Because if it's coming on Arc, it's gonna be taking not the whole lot. So that is gonna be for the team builder this week. Try to keep it a little shorter. It's way more like basic, straightforward team. Guavel is like the only set I really put a ton of effort into, with checking a bunch of calcs. But even then, the spread ended up being super basic with just this HP, this attack, max def rest HP. But this is like the only real set I tried for, or I put super effort into. The rest of them were just sets that I felt like could work, and I didn't need to do too much with it. So that's gonna be for me this week. We were gonna be going to win because we win this game, we get first. We get to pick our playoff matchup. That is big. I don't want my playoff matchup to get sniped because I don't love some of the bottom 4. So, yeah, we're gonna be hoping to win this game. More importantly, want to have fun. It's not the end of the world if we lose. I'd be happy with the 6-1 season. We lost week 2, and then we won the past 5. So winning 6 would be nice. I think it would be the longest win streak in this league. It would be tied with Mist. But yeah, that's gonna be for me right now. I will see you all in the game. Peace. Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sint. We are back for EBA Week 8. Interesting. 6. So we see no Samurott. We see no Sarah no Sylveon, and no Corv. Girac, Regieleki, and Shocks instead. He's Ice on Shocks, and he is Ghost on Hydrapple. So I think he's going to be expecting the Spin Block with that, but I am not letting him. We're going to be leading our Men's, because if he leads Arachnid, we're going to be able to dual Wing Beat him through Sash. If we miss, I think I might just kill myself, so hope we don't miss. It's not the end of the world if we miss, though, because we have Men's is off the ground, Garchomp is not offensive, Lunala is not offensive, Quack has Aqua Jet and Step, and then Arc has Boots. So we're going to see the Dio. See Arachnid, Lecky, and Sneeze. Not too sure what like a Lecky is doing here. See Dio off lead, we're hard topping to our Skunk. A Lecky, we're just gonna hard top Garchomp. I think anything else, I think I just rip a or Shocks. We'll have to swap out. I don't know what I'm swapping on Shocks though. That's a tough one. It's a good question. Let's see Dio lead. Okay. Not the greatest lead, we're just gonna have to swap out. But if he loses this thing, I'm super confident about our game plan. Where's my Skunk Tank? There he is. Showing hard Skunk Tank here. No reason to do anything else. He still blows me up with a Psycho Boost. Skunk Tank will take any hit though. Super Power. Life Orb. It was 106. If he's Lorb, Ice Beam, then the Super Power will kill us. See, Ice Punch me, so he's gonna be a physical set. It kind of blows. He's not Lorb. Max attack. Ice Punch. He did 159. So it's just max attack, not adamant. Super Power. 250. 50% chance to kill. Extreme Speed, I don't think ever kills. I'm just gonna knock here. If he kills with Super Power, that sucks, but I think we'll be fine. He's gonna swap out, so we're gonna get a knockoff into something. Sandy Shocks, okay, this is a nice knock. Unless you're a booster. If you're a booster, it's gonna blow, but nice knockoff. He was Boots. Now it's first off for here. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't prep for this thing. And Bolt Beam with EP hits us hard. Arcanine, how much are you doing with E-Speed from this guy? Sandy Shocks. We do nothing to Shocks. Fair. Might just be Lunala. I don't hate Lunala. Try to set up our bubble. I don't hate it. A little bit. Iron Defense. Okay. What are we cooking? I should check that down. Skunk. $30 to 32, so that looks like it's no offense. Shocked. I can just Moongeist here. What's a swap to Moongeist? Arachnid? He gets free webs from there. How bad is Arachnid swap? Free Mens. Free Terra Blast. I do think I do just want Moongeist. But yeah, I'm gonna Moongeist. If it's a rack, I'm just gonna hard Ments after. This thing stays in, we'll 2-ko it. If he will come out. So that is now in cryo range. Yeah, so what do I want to do from here? Moongeist, we trade Shocks for Lunala. We're not in a great position with our screens, but we're fine. Let me actually check that damage real quick. It's 78 with T-Bolt. Yeah, that's just max attack, max actual. So max attack, max speed. He has no bulk. We can KO with this Moongeist Arak when it comes out. I go Mens, Terrifying Dual Wing Beat to get through a Sash. I'm just gonna Moongeist. I don't see a reason not to. If we can KO the Shocks, that would be nice. I don't have the greatest prep for Shocks. I want to get Hazards up to break a possible Dio Sash. He's just gonna sack his Shocks here. Okay. We're gonna trade Lunala for Shocks. Not the greatest trade in the world, but you know, not too much I can do about it. Could see Dio come out. I'm the greatest in the Dio, to be honest. Sneasler, it's hard chomp. We can detail it. Arak, I'll probably T-port just to run him from like Ice Beaming our Mens. Lecky, I just want to Moongeist Lecky. So it's gonna be Terra on the Apple, so it's gonna be annoying. Cause I 2-ko full bulk Apple with my Quacka plus a bit. So this thing's gonna come out. So if he's Fizz Def, we do around 50%. We split F. I do nothing. We're at 263. Terra Blast with Terra Ghost. I kinda just want to throw up a Lich Screen here, to be honest. We live Terra Blast, whatever. He's gonna not pop our. He's not gonna pop his Terra. Infestation. Yeah. That's something. Moongeist, we're gonna take our chip on this thing. Find out if he's Fizz Def, Spit Def, what his invest is looking like. About 192. So he guaranteed kills us with like a Terra Ghost, Terra Blast, but he can't pop that this turn. So if he's like if he gets like an all-out Sickle Beam, what damage are we looking at here? Is he Fizz Def? Is he Spit Def? What are we gauging? Okay, crit. That's super Spit Def, I think. You gained a little bit from that. Oh no, that looks Fizz Def as shit. Lefties, okay. Is there any reason for me to not Moongeist again? Okay, that's a Fizz Def one. I'm just gonna Moongeist again. His swap-ins here, we have Sneasler doesn't want swap in, like he doesn't want swap Araquandeck and T4 on. Dio is not swapping in. So I do like Moongeist here. not horrible. Look, we are losing some of our late screen, which isn't the greatest, but it's not the end of the world. Traded Lunala for Shocks, which is fine, because that was actually kind of a threat. I didn't prep the most for it. I figured it, I had a feeling it could come. I feel like the Apple was just a way better tear into me. I didn't think he would really bring it. Without tear, it's not the greatest. With, me having cool ground tapes, but I do get the idea of having the tear there to threaten me. We're just gonna KO this Hydra Apple with our Lunala, I think. He's gonna live on 1. Cover's gonna come out. Okay. Okay, we're gonna live. This is gonna be another recover. I'm gonna teleport out here. I don't think he kills me here. That was an unfortunate roll. Lives on 1. But he's just gonna Giga Drain. Okay. We're gonna see a fairly worn down Hydra Apple. I think he's around like 60. We have our late screen up. That's where our play from here. So we need Skunk for some Prio. What if we just go Arcanine? And you... I mean, if you're fizzed up, you take a little bit from it, but not enough to actually make it worth it. I can go Mence though, and I can just Flying Terra Blast. Because it's not out healable. Or it isn't out healable. What are other plays? Quack, he Giga Drains. 4. I don't care with Step though. I gotta do like just Mence. We're in Terra Blast. Frigileki comes in. Holy shit, like he takes a lot. Terra Blast. We're gonna see a swap here. Are we gonna see the Lucky? We're gonna see come over here. We're gonna see Theo. Okay, so you're Sash and you're getting brought down to Sash, is what this shows me. Okay, how's our end game looking? Hazards are big to get this dude on Sash. Hydra Apple's gonna be about a full with Terra left still. Iraq, Aleki, and Sneeze we haven't seen yet. This is gonna be Sashed for sure. Yep. I almost dual wing beated there too, but there really was no point. I am just gonna go into our Skunk Tank here. Now I'm in a position where I don't have to. I can keep this thing around because he's gonna kill himself to Aftermath if he kills me. So if he kills me here, he's gonna trade Skunk for Dio. Our Mence is still looking good. I think we're in a pretty fine position. He's gonna Ice Punch us. Whatever. We're gonna get frozen. Okay. So if we see Deoxys attack. None. We're at 93. I kind of want to boom here. I kind of want to go for the boom. If he attacks me and he kills himself. If he swaps out to get a big boom on something. Is it knockoff or boom? What covers what? I don't like boom, I'm not gonna lie. Boom's funny. We're going for it. He's gonna swap. What's coming in? Or Aqua comes in. Okay. full freeze. Okay, that's not awesome. It's gonna be webs. This is just harder than immense. We're gonna apply some pressure. I'm just gonna fire from the Terra Blast once this immense gets in. Webs are annoying, but I have E-Speed. I have E-Speed on Arc and these boots as well. I have Jet on Clock. Leech Blade is gonna come out. Okay. So we don't even see webs go up. Right. This thing could be Sash. Is it worth dual wing beating to try and play around that? If he goes Dio, for some reason I missed, I'm in a really bad spot. I don't really want that to happen. Hair Blast, though, blows everything up. Like, so either Lecky comes out or something's dying to this. I do think I just wing beat. Getting around a potential Sash here would be nice. I'm not too sure I'm gonna handle that apple, to be totally honest. Not in the greatest position to handle a Hydra Apple. We're gonna see a swap out. There's no way this is Dio and I miss, right? Speed 2. This is gonna be a Lecky. Lecky's gonna take a big dual wing beat. Oh my god. Oh, crit. Yo, I freaking love this mod, man. We could see a boom come out. I feel like choice band. Max attack. Adamant explosion. Into my Garchomp. I live. Okay. Free Garchomp. Set my spikes here. No reason to rock. We're gonna hit